Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Tuesday. In race 1, you've got Summer Snow. He showed pace on debut. Is he better for that run in the experience?
He should be, Vicky. Yes, he ran upside down last time out. I think he jumped out a little bit slow, and then when I gave him a little tap on the neck, and then he ended up, herring off to the front. So yeah, I'd like to ride him differently in a 1200. I think he's probably going to need another run though before he's ready to win. But he's a nice little horse, and he shows some nice speed. So he'll run a fair race.
Race 2, Bomber Bay with Anthony Andrews aboard. He's had the one run, looked to run a fair race. How's he doing since his debut?
Very green first time out, also slow out the gates, and he actually ran on quite nicely. He didn't finish too far back. Also another one, probably going to want a little bit of ground, and I think also will probably need another run experience-wise to get to where I need him to be. But he's improving nicely at home, and just obviously depends what we're taking on. But as I said, probably will need one more.
Race 3, the Juvenile plate over the 1100 meters. The 4 runners, all of them first timers. I'll just start at the top, Master of the Desert.
This is a tricky one, Vicky, because I've got some nice colts running there, but it's very hard to say what to expect first time out from them. Master of the Desert, probably out of my lot, he's probably the most behind of the lot that are running. So I think he probably will definitely need a run or two to get, for the penny to drop. I think he's very switched off and laid back at home. He's a nice colt, and he's improved nicely in his work at home. But as I say, I think he'll need a couple just to realize what he's here for.
Southern Express.
Lovely colt, big, tall, scopy colt, especially for a Buffalo Bull. He's not your typical, smaller type that the rest of them are. He's got a lovely pedigree, Vicky, and he's a horse I think that's going to have a bright future ahead of him. But again, probably will need the experience first time out. Obviously, running in a winner's race, and Vaughan's horse looks hard to oppose, but he certainly will be running on if he's not too green.
Kai Boy, the One World.
Also a lovely little horse, also started improving very nicely now. He's been to gallops once at Kenilworth. He's he was very green in his gallop, so that should have brought him along quite nicely. But again, possibly could be green first time out, but he shows quite a bit of speed and a bit of pace, so I think he'll run a decent race first time out.
And then the last of them is Rattlesnake, who's also Buffalo Bull Cody.
Also, smart little horse, very speedy, shows a lot of speed at home. It's difficult for me to assess how I think he'll run. He hasn't been the easiest of horses, not temperament-wise, but he's got fast and slow gears, and he's got quite a sensitive mouth, so he wants to get on with things, and his mouth's a little bit soft for what he can handle. So we'll just have to see, but he's got a lot of speed, and just depends how much he needs it.
Race 5, English Mistress. She goes the 1800 meters. She comes into this race with competitive form. How do you think she'll run?
No, Vicky, I would have thought she may have won a race maiden by now, but she's one of those fillies that's needed quite a bit of time. She's pretty much ready to win now. I think she always ends up in those open maiden races where she ends up with top weight, which is always a tricky race. She's having to give away quite a bit of weight to some of those fillies there, but she's doing nicely at home, and as I say, she's knocking on the door to win, so she'll have an each way chance.
Race 6, Unconquerable Lady, Craig Zaki aboard. She's have a string of places over the 1400 meters, but is coming down in trip.
I just can't find a race for Vicky. Every time I find a race, the race falls well. There's not enough acceptances. So she's in that place in her rating where that's where she fits in, and I don't really have a lot of choice over, what distance I would like to put her. So I've got her back in a 12. She's got quite a bit of speed. I mean, she's always races up handy, so I don't think she should find the 12 too much of a problem. It's not the easiest of fields. It's quite a competitive race, but she's very consistent, and she never runs a bad race, and always there and thereabouts, and probably much the same story again.
Race 7, the Easter Sprint over the 1100 meters. Mr. Cobbs, he enjoys the sprints and the chasing. He looks quite well in. Does he have a money chance?
He's always got a money chance, Vicky. He was retiring after his last run, and I put him in the paddock and I hauled him out because this race came about. So I'll give him one more chance before I've managed to find somewhere for him to go. But Mr. Cobbs is Mr. Cobbs. He always runs an honest race, and it'll be much the same story. It's pretty much the same field he took on last time, so shouldn't be too far off.
Race 8, the last of your runners. You've got Strata. She ran a good race post-maiden after knocking on the door for quite a while. Could she go close again?
Yeah, she's actually doing well at home. She's got top weights in a mixed race. I don't know what it is with all my horses and the handicappers, but everything that comes out of a maiden is rated in the high 70s, high 80s, some of them even 90s. So it's tough for them out of the maidens. They don't really come in well handicapped. So yeah, it's not the strongest of races. She has got top weight. But you know what Strata's like, she always seems to find something along the way, but she's doing well at home, and she should have a, if not an each way chance, she certainly will have a money chance.